Emotes. Oh, we're coming up on 500 hours streamed as well. You know, I don't think either of us have ever been to Buffalo. I office and said, hey, temporary layoff. We might call you back within 35 weeks. You get your benefits, but that's all you get. Go away. Which, you know, not great. Not gonna pretend it was. So laid off like 1,000 engineers. So, you know, felt really good about my chances of getting a job. What even is a temp layoff? Basically, it's them going, we want to lay you off. We want to have the opportunity to call you back, and we don't want to pay severance. So it's them basically saying, you still... That is. Couch, collect unemployment, we might call you. If we call you back within 35 weeks, no harm, no foul, we don't owe you anything. If we can't bring you back within 35 weeks, then we process normal layoffs with severance pay and all that kind of stuff. A lot of... Okay. So Carolyn is actually going to be going across the border for some Black Friday shopping with their mom at the end of the month. And I believe they're currently planning on going down to Buffalo. So, you know, don't let those numbers define you. But also, it is, like you say, it is kind of nice to know what you're looking at. Oh, there it is. Affiliate anniversary is November 26th. I've got 10 slots in animated and 5 in standard. I need to do some work, apparently. Okay. Oh wow. All right. Well, let's click some old emotes that I had to disable because I didn't have open emote slots. Yeah, I guess we're coming up on my 3-year stream anniversary here, aren't we? That's coming up real fast. I think it's next week sometime, if I remember right. Might even be this week. Not sure. I think Twitch tells me if I back to any seniority, any like vacation day accruals, anything of that nature, that all still continues to count up, you know. But you have no paycheck. You generally will maintain some kind of benefits. You're eligible for unemployment insurance. Came down from on high and said, hey, the economy sucks right now. A lot of movie productions aren't going on. So we're laying off 1/3 of this branch. And I was one of the names on the list. So went from, I don't think I've been US side in Ontario yet. No, yes I have. Just this summer we did. Yeah, continuous glucose is super fantastic, rather than, you know, turning your fingers to hamburger. Whether you are an active, whether you're a participant or an actual scientist on the project, doesn't make any difference to me. Would love to see. And it's meant to be for SQL Dev. Welcome in. How's it going? Great to see you. Thanks for the follow. Buffalo, Syracuse area is better than New York. I like the positivity that you just threw in there as well, of just like, yeah, don't work for us, but like, we're not going to pay you. And on one side, there are benefits to it, right? So if you actually, you know, want to wait it out, there are benefits because your employment is continuous. So I love reading the academic papers of the nerdy smart people in our community. That stuff is so cool. There is. Trying to find when my stream 2 weeks out from selling our house. We were actually like packing boxes. We had a stager come in. We were getting ready to list the house. And then I came home. I went to work one day, and in the middle afternoon, they called me at the if you find yourself your own job and you don't come back when we call you, that's voluntarily. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, not having to think about it is real nice. You know, I thought you were aware. Yeah, no, Nelson, I got laid off from my old job. They do with that information what you will. Yeah, like why is he asking? I don't know. Yeah, no, that's why. Stuff going on in like bioinks and other stuff like that. There's some really wild pieces of that nature. My mouse is not liking me today for some reason. Yeah, how time flies, no kidding. If I remember correctly, really do need to get myself a proper magnifier, though. My first paycheck got deposited, though, so I might actually spring for one. Oh, a 25-bit. I get tested for it every now and then. So far, so good. So right now, I'm just cleaning up the pins and taking a look at whether or not there are any shorts on our data pins here. Nelson, without doxing yourself, you're just on the other side of the border from us, not terribly far, right? Yeah, Google's bought up and canned a